Alright, good morning. Today I've woken up and decided I'll make a video about a really important part of progression. And you've read the title and you chose to watch this video, so you already know what I'm going to talk about, which means you're here to hear me be quite harsh with you. So bear with me while I do it. And it's all about failure, as you heard, or as you read rather. And yeah, I just wanted to basically discuss how in real life people, think, or people who haven't gone through a long period of consistently trying to work at something and, want to start. Like, let's just take working out for an example, or, making or working towards a goal of yours. If you want to start being consistent, people don't quite realize that failure is a natural part of it and it will happen, and there's pretty much almost no avoiding it. And that's a scary thought in a way, but if you've ever tried it and attempted something, which I believe you have, because if you're watching this, you're probably something like me, you'll know that when you try and stick to something and be consistent, it's really fucking difficult. It is really, really difficult to stay consistent on something. And you'll find that sometimes you fall off for weeks even, or even months, and you completely forget about the thing, and then it hits you again and you realize how you've just completely abandoned it. But you can still come back. But it's a demotivating thing because you've just left it for so long, you think there's no point anymore, right? But ultimately, real consistency is down to which decisions you're willing to make after you fail, right? Because if you say you work out for 2 months straight, you have a perfect routine and you take rest days on this exact day of the week, and you do every other day, you do this workout and this workout, and something comes up, which it inevitably will, by the way, and you fail, right? You miss a few days and it feels like it's all gone to shit because your nice little calendar that used to be ticked off everywhere, and all your rest days were ticked off and all your working days were ticked off, now that's fucked basically, because it's all out of order and it really annoys you, so you think you might as well just give up. And that, it's a common belief that that's what people say, but you might not say it in your mind, but that's what you might believe. You think, well, I couldn't keep it going for this long, so what's the point anymore, right? I can't stay consistent, this isn't for me, or whatever excuse you might come up with. And I wanted to make the point that it's never gonna be every day. Every day is not gonna look like what it does for other people on Instagram. And it's a very specific thing to make, but I think it'll be very relatable because, I see this a lot on my Instagram as well, for example, is people with these posting their like morning routines with some like really kind of mysterious or nice song in the background. And, I think, damn, I want my morning routine to look like that as well. So I try to do things like I'll try and follow this routine and whatnot, but ultimately it's not going to be this pretty Instagrammable thing every day. There's gonna be days where you wake up feeling like shit. You're not gonna want to follow this. You're not gonna want to do the cold shower, and even if you don't do it, it'll feel like you've missed a day or something. Or even if your habit track is not filled out, you'll feel like you've missed a day, and it doesn't feel like you should continue if you fucked it up already so badly, right? But as the way I see it is, as long as after each time you've fallen off and you continue going, that's still consistency, regardless of how long it takes you to get your shit together, right? So I'll be real with you and tell you about me now. I'm fucking horrible at staying consistent with anything, right? Only now is the most consistent I've ever been with this channel, and you can see this is going to be like the 12th video off the top of my head. And if I could show you, I unfortunately can't. I've tried to stay consistent with this YouTube thing for a long time now. Like, I started making videos fucking ages ago while I used to come back from my old gym in my hometown. I used to make YouTube videos back then, and they actually had some people see. Some people even watch them, right? And it was actually quite a motivating thing, but I never continued doing it. And I even had it all on a different channel, which had subscribers, but I fell off so badly that I felt the need to delete it and start over. Which I kind of regret it now, but it doesn't matter anymore. I can't do anything about it, right? So I'm terrible at staying consistent, and I wanted to show you this so that you understand what I mean by, you're consistent as long as you keep going, regardless of the failure, the scope of the failure or whatever. And this is this app called Strong, and it lets you track your workouts every day and how long they last and how intense you've been. This is since June 2023. These are my workouts, right? You can see all the gaps. So the blue ones are the workouts. You can see all of the gaps, right? And then I'm pretty sure at some point here, look how many I'm missing throughout the months. At some point here, I go on a massive, look at this, there's no fucking workouts being done. I did some workouts, I didn't track them, but there's not many that I did. Among these 1, 2, 3 months, I probably did like less than 10 workouts because I went on this big holiday, but it doesn't matter, that doesn't count. And then look, they start creeping back in again as I moved out and came back to living here, all right? So they start coming back, but even then, look, only some of it's consistent, and only, it's not the best. Even December, I kind of fell off at the end. I was consistent, but then I fell off. But look at that, January, I'm back at it. So you can see the scope of the gaps and the failures that are going on, right? But it doesn't matter, right? Ultimately, I've completed 234 workouts as of today. I haven't gone to the gym yet, but I've completed 234 workouts. That's a lot of time ultimately working out. And sure, it's not optimized like a bodybuilder, someone who's a lot more serious than me will have done more progress in 234 workouts. But the point is that it's so integrated at this point that even when I fail, I just rubber band back to it, right? Because I understand that even if I fall off for a week, I can still keep going, and there will be progress, because it's really easy to understand progression when it comes to lifting, right? When it's with some more difficult tasks, it might be more difficult, right? When say you're writing a book or something, it's quite hard to understand when you're making good progress and when you're not. Of course, it's when your pages are there, but it also comes down to quality and how well you're actually writing. Or when I'm making these videos, the consistency or the progress comes from a feedback from a fucking algorithm, right? That I have to look at. And when I don't upload for a few days, like I did with this one, I didn't upload for 2 days, and I was thinking, God forbid, I really need to do it soon because I don't want to fall off like that again. But the fact is, I will probably, even with this streak of videos that I'm doing now, I will probably fall off again. And, you'll see me come back eventually, I'm telling you, because that's how I see it. No matter how big the gap, no matter how big the fall off, you need to keep going. And I was going to show you this, but I didn't fucking prepare myself before the video, is that if you've ever tracked weight before, like tracked your weight when you were bulking to try and increase it, you will know that it doesn't go in a straight line up. That just doesn't happen, because there's a lot of different factors that come into it when weight training, right? So I'll show you. It's like this, right? I saw this somewhere, but this is not the most original concept. But the point is, it looks something like this. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. You can see how it's not a fucking straight line up in any way. It's these little peaks and troughs of making a bit of progress, going down. Then you make a bit of progress, and this is how your weight fluctuates. I can show you my real weight graph, but it's also fucked because it's got a whole line across it because I stopped tracking weight for a while, and then I decided I wanted to do it again. Goes to show. Anyways, the point is, you just need to keep fucking going. No matter how bad you think the fall off is, no matter how bad you think the failure is, you need to continue on going, because ultimately that's what being consistent is about. As long as you can fail and get back up, regardless of the failure, you can have unlimited potential for progress. And that's what it's all about, is eventually making that, that progress over this whole massive time scale, because it's not going to be quick and it's not going to be easy. And you knew that from the start. You knew it wasn't going to be easy from the start, but you decided to do it anyways, okay? So when it is hard and when it's not easy, accept that. When you fail, accept it and continue fucking going. Never stop, please, okay? You've got honestly so much potential, and it's all about just continuing. Just continue. Just don't stop, no matter how bad the fall off is. I've repeated myself like 3 times, but I really really want to get that point across because it matters to me, okay? That's what it's all about. And when you fail, train your mindset to anticipate it and prepare for it. That was the last thing I had written down. I think we covered that. So, yeah, plan for your failure. Well, not necessarily, but plan for the inevitable failure that will come, and expect it, anticipate it, and be ready for it, and be ready to continue after it happens, right? You know, don't tell yourself, oh, it was inevitable, I failed, whatever. Don't be like that. But, you know, it'll happen, and you just need to continue. I know this video was very off the script, but I feel like it. Someone needs to hear this. Maybe you've fallen off now, so I hope this helps. Anyways, look back at some of my older videos or the ones I've recently been posting. You might find them interesting. They're for men like me and, you know, people in general alike. I'm going to be making a lot more videos with time to come, as long as I can stay consistent with it. And there'll be a lot more different types of things. It's just about kind of things I find interesting and I think you guys will, and stuff that you guys might find helpful. If you like this sort of video or you think you got any value from it, consider clicking the subscribe button. You can see my other content, which will help you gauge if you like me or not, and if you'd like to continue seeing stuff from me. I have a personal goal of reaching 500 subscribers by June of this year, right? So if you wanted to help me reach that, go ahead. Otherwise, I hope this helped you, and if we might not ever cross paths again. So, you know, I wish you the best. Take care, man.